Good morning, students. I hope you all are fine. Now, students, in our last lecture, we did what is a sentence, and we also did types of sentences, and we did subject and predicate. Now, what is a sentence? Let's recapitulate the previous topics. What is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words which makes a complete sense. This is a sentence. Now, sentences are of four types. The first type we did was assertive or declarative sentences. What are assertive or declarative sentences? Means which are the sentences which are just statements in which we are declarating and we are declaring something. Fine. And while declaring, the sentences may be affirmative or negative sentences. Means positive sentences will come under affirmative sentences and negative sentences will come under like no, never, not. We use such words in those sentences will come under negative sentences. Interrogative sentences are question sentences which ends with a question mark. What are imperative sentences? Imperative sentences are sentences which orders, request, or in which we give any advice. And the last type of sentences we did was exclamatory sentences which expresses sudden or strong feelings, both of happiness and sadness. Now, after these types of sentences, we did subject and predicate. What is a subject? Firstly, the sentence has two parts: subject and predicate. What is a subject? Subject is a person or thing about which we are talking about in a sentence. This is subject. And what we are talking about the subject in a sentence is called predicate. Now, the predicate has three parts: an object, a complement, and an adverb. Now, one more important thing is a predicate must have a finite verb. Instead of finite verb, it can have an object, a complement, and an adverb. Now, our next topic is objects and complements. What are objects? Object is a person or thing which is affected by the action of the verb. Means the person or thing, means the noun or pronoun which is affected by the action of the verb is called an object. And usually an object is a noun or pronoun and it comes after the verb. One more thing which you have to keep it in mind in this in objects is that the object in active voice can be turned into the subject of a sentence while converting that active voice sentence into a passive voice. Means, like for example, Divya has lost the pen. Here the pen is object, but while converting this sentence into passive voice, we can write down like this: the pen has been lost by Divya. Here the object has turned into the subject in this sentence while converted into passive voice. So this is your object, which is an element of predicate. Now the next element of predicate is complement. What is a complement? Mainly a complement is a noun or an adjective, and it usually comes after the verbs like is, am, are, was, were, has, have, seen, appear, become, look. Fine. A complement comes after these verbs. And what a complement expresses? A complement expresses the quality, state, or identity of the subject or the object. Means, like for the, we take an example: my brother is very clever. Here, very clever is complement. And what it suggests, it expresses the quality of the subject. Like here, the subject is my brother, and clever is his quality. In the next sentence, Mr. Jain is an architect. Here, an architect is a complement, and it is a identity of the subject. Means Mr. Jain's identity is that he is an architect. So these are complements, and complements cannot be converted into the subject in a passive voice. Means like objects can be converted as subjects in a passive voice. The complement cannot be become the subject in a passive voice sentence. This is very important that you have to keep it in mind, that complement cannot become the subject of a passive voice sentence. So this was your chapter, beta. I hope you all have understood the chapter, and after completing this chapter, I'll give you some exercises like this C and D you have to do, and After this, I will give you the key of all the 4 exercises. Exercise A, which I have given you yesterday. Exercise B also I have given you yesterday. And exercise C and D I am giving you today. And I'll give you the key of all these exercises. Now, this was our chapter 1 of English grammar. I hope you all have got it. Thank you.